We're good? Yeah.
Make your way over.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to New Thought Community. Isn't it a glorious day?
Yeah!
Thank you. Oh, okay, let me say that again. Is it not a glorious day?
Yes!
Yes. Welcome everybody out in the universe. Welcome to New Thought Community. Let's start out with our opening song. This door is open.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, there's a place you can take comfort in knowing within you come to stay a while. You're just passing through. This door is open to you. Come and feel the silence. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the bliss down to the turn down. From the pampered to the abused. This door is open to you. So come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. God in us. Recognize there's a God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian or Jew, this door, this door, this door, this door, this door is open to you. Now if there's some kind of trouble, pain you're going through, that you are not alone. Someone stands with you as the individual manifestation of divine point of view. This door, this door, this door, this door. This door is open to you. So come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Muslim, wicked and Jew, this door, this door. This door, yeah, this door is open to you.
Yes, New Thought Community Band. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. So I speak and I point to you, and you're like, yay! Okay. Yes. New Thought Community Band.
Yay!
I love that our community is so playful and willing to just play along with us. Once again, welcome to New Thought Community. Our speaker today is the Reverend Susan Fosdick. I am your practitioner today, Reverend Ana Maria Lopez. Round of applause. So, we're going to step right into our community song, which is our prosperity chant. So, just pay attention. It is a call and response. If you know the song, sing along. So, if you are able, let's stand up and let's celebrate prosperity. That's so fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Way to get ourselves all in alignment with our teachings and our practices here at New Thought Community. And speaking of which, to let you know that there is a treatment request box or treatment celebration box out in our lobby. Thank you. Oh, I don't have to yell anymore. So, out in our lobby. It is who we are as religious science practitioners. We constantly sit in the knowing of affirmative prayer. We are constantly breathing in that space of divine universal consciousness. So, if you are in need to just bring in a balance in your life, if there's something that you are asking to just see beyond, find one of our practitioners. They are the ones that are wearing our sashes. I will be praying for you, knowing that the universe is always saying yes. So we'll be asking for. So fill out one of the treatment requests, and or grab a practitioner. Okay, you will stay on my altar for the next 30 days, or until manifestation, which is instant, because the universe always says yes. God, this is fun. And next, I'd like to bring up our Reverend Connie Trice.
I will be standing in.
Okay, thank you. Reverend Michelle Pauls.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, so if you just take a deep breath and feel yourself relax into your chair, knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment. I know that there is one divine source, one God, one goddess, one all that is. And this all that is dwells within each one of us, expresses through us, loves through us, comforts. The source provides everything we need at all times. There is nowhere that we can be that God is not. And as we welcome in this presence, this knowing of this presence, we feel our hearts filled with joy and love and peace, knowing that we are held always in love. And with the deepest of gratitude, I release this knowing into the law, saying, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is.
So it is.
Now I invite all practitioners, ministers from this center and others to join us in circling the room. And as we join together, we join our hearts together, we join our energy together, and form this circle of light and love, we think of those that we would like to bring into this circle, those who could use a little assistance, those who could use a little more love, and we call their names and place them into this circle. And now we place our own names into the circle. And now, is there anyone here who's joined us for the very first time? If you would like to raise your hand so we can have a little gift for you. Is there anyone here? Okay. Welcome. Welcome. So now we're going to rub our hands together and bring in all of that wonderful, warm, comforting, sweet love. And we place one hand on our hearts, and we place one to the new person joining us this morning and to everyone else that's here today. We just feel that love flowing out, filling every space. And so it is.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now I'd like to invite up the fun guy for announcements. It's a ritual now.
I didn't know the news was so entertaining. Sometimes. Hi, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Everybody here in the flesh, and everybody out there in the internets, and all the ships at sea, and all the dirigibles in the air, and everybody out in the universe. These are your announcements. I have to say really quick, some of you have already noticed that I have maybe a few scratches on my arms. These are battle scars. I fought a lemon tree, and I prefer to call it kind of a détente. We can't do a truce. So I was up in my mother's lemon tree yesterday, picking lemons as we do every year. This lemon tree is insanely big, and it has usually, and I'm not kidding, like 800 lemons that have to be picked within a very short period of time. And but we got a lot of the family out there yesterday, my brother included, and my stepsister, Gary's daughter, was out there helping us. She was up in the tree too. And coordinating the whole thing was my niece, Mallory, and she is 9 years old, and she is fearless. and always the entrepreneur. And she decided that when she saw everybody up in the tree with all the lemons, she saw this as an opportunity to open a lemonade stand. So she volunteered to start squeezing the lemons. We usually wait, but she wanted to squeeze them on the spot so she can take the juice home and open up do whatever with her lemonade stand. Start her empire, her lemonade empire, next week. And so I came down and I went in to get some water, and I was joking with her because I said, you need to squeeze faster, Mallory, if you want, it's lemon juice. And she turns right back at me and says, I got this down, Uncle Rob. You need to pick faster. So I did, and I got the scars to prove it. We have our annual membership meeting today, everybody. Yes, this is our opportunity that we vote in our new board members. We say goodbye to our old board members, me being one of them. And we give, most importantly, we use this as an opportunity to give gratitude to each other as a community. That'll be right after service today over in the Harmony Hall. They're going to be setting out food out here, somewhere out here. It's a rainy day, so they're going to be kind of being flexible in how they're going to do that. But we'll make sure that you all stay as dry as you possibly can be while you get your delicious tacos. And there will be a vegetarian option as well. So there should be something for everybody. Later on, tomorrow, on Monday, we have our Science of Mind 1 class at 6 p.m. Followed by our Reiki share. Tuesdays, for all of our prospective ministers, we have our Science of Mind 4 class. Wednesday at high noon, we always have our staff minister meeting online, followed by our Science of Mind 2 class Wednesday evenings. Thursday evenings, right here, we have Resolution Yoga that Mallory Rainier volunteers to do and run. And if you show up a little bit early, it's at 6 p.m., but if you show up a little bit early, she'll give you a discount on yoga because she has to move all the chairs out of the way because you need space apparently to do yoga. Fridays, as always, we have our band and choir rehearsal right here at 5:30. I encourage everyone, you're already part of the band and choir, you just don't know it yet. Everyone is welcome to join us and just have tremendous amounts of fun at Friday at 5:30. Next Sunday, Leah Heyman will be speaking. Absolutely, woo-hoo. And that's when we start selling our latest fundraiser, which is our affirmation egg fundraiser. So we'll be selling the eggs at this point. We are taking pre-orders starting today. That will be in the Littles room. As soon as we break from service, you can run through the Littles room. It's the room you have to go to in order to get to Harmony Hall. Jane Gifford will be sitting there, our lead bunny queen, taking your orders. And we'll be selling those eggs now starting next week for the next 3 weeks after that. These are little eggs full of chocolate and candies, and they have like little affirmations in there for you. And you can get child affirmations too. They have like child affirmations. And so I'm hemming and hawing. 2 weeks, we've got Reverend Lucy Carter Lopez who will be talking. Yay! That'll be on Membership Sunday. The first Sunday of every month is our Membership Sunday. That's the opportunity for anybody who wants to join our community officially is allowed to do so in 2 weeks. And then in 3 weeks, we've got Russell Jensen, the one and only Russell Jensen. That's it. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Rob. Can I say something? Yeah. James will need help with the eggs if anybody is available after tacos.
So we're asking for volunteers to help with some of the final stuffing of the eggs. You get to touch every affirmation, and that, my friends, is a huge blessing. So we'll see any volunteers. Please see Jane. Next, I'd like to invite in our next ceremonies for our vision, our purpose, and our mission, and that is our practitioner, Tom.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. So let us unite in our vision, purpose, and our mission, so to bring our whole community in together. So the vision. We are a spiritually empowered family. Our purpose. To remember, experience, and connect with universal truth. The mission. Our New Thought community is a diverse spiritual family guided by universal principles and devoted to awakening to the divine presence within each of us. We are committed to loving, inspiring, and healing. Oh.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Tom. So next is the practitioner's reading and treatment. That's me. So, okay, so this Sunday's talk is called Finding Your Pot of Gold. Who wants to do that?
Yay!
Yes. We're going to put up both hands. So, Reverend Susan, thank you for this topic, Finding Your Pot of Gold. I'd like to start out with an unknown quote. It's known once we hear it. It's known once we think it. Yes. It's known once we imagine it. So this is by an unknown author. There is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow unless you built the rainbow. Sometimes the pot of gold that you've been looking for is not in the destination that you have initially planned out and then worked for. The pot of gold can be the journey itself. So, enjoy every moment of your journey. When you feel tired, rest. Get a massage. Hang out with your friends. Or eat whatever you fancy. Reward yourself. You deserve it. It's wrong to believe that there is only one single pot. There are so many of them, and each pot is unique, bringing with it so many exciting stories and possibilities. You will always find it if you keep a willing mind and an open heart. So what is your pot of gold? I hope. Let's ready ourselves for treatment. If you can put your feet flat on the floor. Let's just take a sacred breath together. Let's breathe in and release as we bring ourselves to this very sacred moment. There is one divine presence, one divine expression. That divine expression is who I am now. I am this oneness that I create every day in my life. I choose this freedom of infinite possibilities, co-creating as my illumined consciousness. I choose through my affirmative prayers to breathe all of this knowing through my mind, through my body, and through my spirit. I breathe this oneness. My mind is God's mind, and God's mind is my mind now. I am comforted with this knowledge that my life is God's life, and God's life is my life right now. I do what it takes to support myself in this sacred knowledge. Knowing as I speak out into the universe that this is already done. I pay attention in all the little ways that God shows up in my life, as a gentle nudge, as a gentle reminder. I pay attention and I celebrate with gratitude, grateful for all the possibilities that are unfolding right before my eyes, and gratitude for all those blessings that I cannot even see yet. For this knowing and being here now, I let go and let God. I breathe in this oneness. I breathe out my oneness. And in this knowing, I say thank you, God. And so it is. Aho. Ashe. Amen. Blessed be. Thank you. I'd like to invite up the band for our meditation song, Over the Rainbow.
beautiful rainbow of love just around you. Deep gratitude, band and choir. Take a breath and release as we move into our next song, The Pot of Gold.
This is a little parody, so this song may be familiar to some of you.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Rose. And the choir. Yes. Oh, wasn't it adorable? Yes. So, our speaker for today, Reverend Susan Fosdick, is coming to share with us finding her pot of gold. So, the truth is, I'm going to get out of the way and let my good friend come in and throw down some wisdom. You got it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So again, thank you, band and choir, for all our music today. We started out with the prosperity chant, right? We're claiming our good. I can have it. I deserve it. Yes. I say yes to that. You say yes to that?
Yes.
And then the next song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, a song about wishing for better days and life to be different. Anyone relate to that? Yep, we've been there. And then our pot of gold parody. That pot of gold is, it's the symbol that it will magically transform our lives, something for the better. We once had it. we lost it, and we're just searching and searching and searching, and we can't find it. You know, and as I was kind of writing this out for the talk, it dawned on me that our songs today, they kind of went from, we've got it all, and we know it, and we know who we are, and we're claiming it, to we're kind of wishing for something better, and we don't have any more, to just we're completely in distress, and we don't know where anything is, and we can't find it, right? But isn't that the journey?
Yeah.
I didn't plan that when I asked for these songs, but that's kind of how it unfolded. That's the journey. That's the journey we're all on. Some days we know who we are, and we've got it, and we claim it. And other days we can't see, you know, anything in front of us at all, and we can't figure it out. So anyways, St. Patrick's Day was a couple days ago, time for celebrating all things Irish. And there's always tales of leprechauns and their gold and rainbows and finding that gold at the end of the rainbow. So the gold, it symbolizes our riches, right? That pot of gold, it's the hope of a magical way of moving beyond where we are now, and to have that all, a way to have all that we desire. That pot of gold, it's what supplies the means to having the life we want. It's our good. And those Irish myths, they tell us that that pot of gold, it's elusive, that it's somewhere out there, that it's hidden, and it's pretty much impossible to find thanks to the trickery of leprechauns. And so the myths associated with that, those little fairy folk and their treasures, they tell us that if you capture a leprechaun, it must grant you a wish, or maybe give you some coins, or disclose the location of its gold, so you give it its freedom. And there's a lot of different stories, but the common idea is that leprechauns are not to be trusted. They are wily folk, they are deceitful and cunning, at best we'll call them mischievous. There's stories of someone capturing a leprechaun, he shows him the gold under a bush, he doesn't have a shovel, so he ties a little ribbon around the bush, tells the leprechaun, don't touch it. And the leprechaun says, okay. He trusts that leprechaun, he goes, gets his shovel, and he comes back. There's a whole field, as far as you can see, of red ribbons on every bush. Right? And there's stories of a farmer out there pulling his vegetables, digging in his field, and a leprechaun attached to one of the roots, and the leprechaun's going to grant him a wish. But he starts wishing for everything. Why not? We can have everything, right? But he's wishing for everything, and the leprechaun's going, I'm going to put a stop to this. And he says, hey, if you find my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you can have everything you want. So this silly farmer's like, okay, I'll believe you, I'll trust you. And then he's out there searching and searching and searching and never finding that end of the rainbow. So again, they're not to be trusted. And you know, I kind of started feeling bad for these leprechauns. I don't know. They're just doing what they do, right? They're being leprechauns. They're supposed to be mischievous. But silly people believe them. And I can promise you that there's no leprechauns keeping us from our good, from our gold. That the only trickster there is our mind. Right? It's our own mind. And silly us, just like the people in the fables that believed the leprechaun, silly us, sometimes we believe what our mind tells us, right? Yeah. So it'll tell us things like, you can't have that, you're not good enough, there's not enough of it to go around, you're not smart enough, talented enough, whatever enough, and we believe it. And then that mind sends us on these wild goose chases, just like the people looking for the end of the rainbow or trying to dig up every plant. It sends us on these wild goose chases, looking out there somewhere, trying to find it. And so The stories tell us that when you capture the leprechaun, it must lead you to its goal. And so think about that. Capturing a leprechaun. Science of mind tells us if we capture our trickster mind, if we control it, we don't let it run wild and free, that's how we find our good. Raymond Charles Barker said, "You have humanly argued yourself out of more good than you will ever know. You have argued yourself out of untold good that could be yours by letting the outer mind describe all the reasons why it couldn't be done. Can you believe that you already have your heart's desire? If you believe that you have it, it happens. But it can't happen until you believe you have it." He said, "I constantly say to my human mind, be still. The limitation is not true. There is not one word of truth in it. It isn't so." He's telling us exactly what we need to tell our trickster mind. So the myths tell us that there's fortune out of reach. There's gold hidden at the end of rainbows. So we all can remember back to our elementary days, and we learned that rainbows, they're formed by sunlight shining on water droplets, right, breaking that light up into different colors. But there's some interesting things I really hadn't thought about before. I mean, I think I knew they existed, but I didn't think about it. Rainbows are visible only in front of us, and the sun must be behind us. And because of that, the closer we try to get to the rainbow, it just looks like it's moving further and further away. It remains off in the distance and beyond our reach. So if we can't ever get to it, we can't go over it, and we can't go under it, and eventually we might keep trying, moving around. Our kind of movement and perspective changes, and it just disappears. And we have to kind of remember that the place where this rainbow exists, where it actually physically exists, it's an illusion. We can never actually get to it. And stories tell us of gold that's hidden where rainbows touch the earth. But scientifically, there's no end to the rainbow. Rainbows are actually full circles of light. And that arch shape is an illusion that's created by our limited view. We can only see what's above the Earth's horizon. But at times, people up in aircrafts, or maybe on a very, very high mountain, a very tall mountain, having obtained that higher perspective and a larger, more accurate view, they've been able to see the full circle of rainbow light. So if there's no over the rainbow, where, as Judy Garland said, troubles melt like lemon drops and dreams come true, and there's no end of the rainbow, where pots of gold lay hidden, where do we find our good? Where do we find our gold? In 365 Days of Richer Living, Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker, they tell us, we do not have to search out the divine spirit, but rather we should recognize it as the center of all life. And in the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes tells us, within us is the unborn possibility of limitless experience. We find our good right where we are and within ourselves. Our pot of gold is the presence of God within us. It is our place of connection to spirit. It is the riches inside each one of us. It is filled with spiritual truth. Love, peace, joy, beauty, power, abundance, all of the attributes of God, all of what God is. Our pot of gold is the place of first cause, and it has the capacity to manifest our desires that then show up in the physical world as whatever it is, whatever tangible things that we want. It is bottomless and it's overflowing at the same time. It contains all we can dream of and more. When we look inward instead of to the outside world for our good is not dependent on outside events and circumstances. We see good God right where we are at, no matter what is going on, and no matter how we label it. When we do this, life flows with ease, and outside events transform and become a reflection of the gold within. We can embrace a higher perspective and see the rainbow circle of light and know that there is not an end place or a destination where our good is found. It is right here with us every day as we walk a continuous journey of life. A life that is colored with infinite varieties, experiences, and vibrations of that one source, which we call God. We look and we listen for the colors of that journey that call to us, and we know this to be our path. So if you're struggling, which we all do at times, and you're still searching for your good, we can ask ourselves, what untruth is the trickster mind telling me? Where is my view of the light limited? What illusions do I need to let go of? And of course, we can ask for treatment, because that helps with all of those questions we just asked ourselves. Our good is not difficult to find. It only seems like it at times. And when we turn from myth to truth, we release all those leprechauns of their responsibility for our misfortune. And we take control of our trickster mind. We let go of the illusions. Right? We find that higher perspective. We follow our path, and that's when the magic happens. And we can stop searching, right? Because our gold is right where it's always been. This is from Ernest Holmes and the Science of Mind. It's the meditations at the back of the textbook. The substance of the Spirit is my daily supply. I cannot be without my good. I can see that the constant stream of life flowing to me brings into my experience all that makes life happy and worthwhile. I rest in security knowing that infinite good is within and it's expressing through me. I receive my good. So as we breathe that in, we're going to go back to the words of that, the first words of that parody. We're going to shift them a little bit. So it says, I want to live, I want to give. Yes, yes, yes. I am now the bearer of a pot of gold. Yes. I must confess that I found it big. Yes. I'm no longer searching for my pot of gold. Yes. Namaste. Can we have our ushers come up, please? So as we take out our offering, we hold it in our hand. And we just know that we are completely supported and supplied with all the inner riches. Our pots of gold are overflowing. We allow that to express out into the world as our offering here today, knowing that as we do so, New Thought community is supported and supplied beyond measure. And for this, I'm just so very grateful. I say, thank you, God. And so it is.
I've had so many doubts along the way. Felt like life was just another bill to pay, without anything to show. But now I've figured it out every day. Fortune's always found within my faith. All I need is to let it go, 'cause there's no wall around me. Only fear has truly bound me. All I need is to trust that I am free. Sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. 'Cause I'm sitting on a gold mine. All right. Yeah. Finally, I'm breaking through so many lines. All those people telling me to run and hide from the truth of what I am. But now I'm telling you, future's bright. Tomorrow shines like diamonds in the sky. All I need is to understand that whatever I'm believing, that's what I'm receiving. The riches that reside inside of me. Sitting on a gold mine. 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 My treasure has been right here all the time. 'Cause I'm sitting on a gold mine. Oh yeah. Don't you listen, never listen to the voice that says you better play it safe. It says you don't have any choice, 'cause you're as gifted as an angel, as brilliant as the sun. Just say the word, and heaven has begun. Sitting on a has been right here all the time. Sitting on a gold mine. All right. Sitting on a gold mine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sitting on a gold
Sitting on a gold mine. Let's circle up and celebrate this gold mine that we have stepped into. Celebrate.
Oh, it just keeps expanding.
Blessed always, blessed always.
out into our week, let's take these words in. My good is complete. It is finished. It is now here and is conscious of me and mine. I do not have to wait for my good. It is at hand and ever ready to spring forth and express itself to me.
Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in love and say
Really quick announcement, and we're going to jump on our exit song. But you're all more than welcome to jump over right now and start grabbing some food. We need a favor from 4 people. You have so much abundance and so much food that they could not set up out here. They have to set up in the parking lot. And they would like to set up right where you walk outside by the parking lot, right next to Harmony Hall. There are 4 vehicles that we'd like to get moved if you can, please. It's a white Ford car, a blue Ford car, a Cadillac SUV, and a Honda SUV. They're all parked next to each other. And the chefs will show you which ones they'd like moved. But thank you for doing that. I apologize. But your gift is, tacos.
You know,
and it might cost us $9,000.
Oh, wow.
It's a $40,000 charge.
Well, you know, on taxes, I found this out years ago. Every time I bought like an F-150, every 2 years I buy another one, right? but you can write off 80% of that purchase price on your taxes. And I found that out like 27 years ago. This lady, she was doing taxes. I was working on her air conditioning unit, and she goes, "Oh, nice truck you got out there and everything." It's like I think that one back then was like a 95 or 96. So I go, "Yeah, oh, thank you." She goes, "No, you know, you get the right." I think it's 80 or 90% of that off. So a $36,000 truck only cost me like $16,000 or something. And I'm like, cool. So I just roll it off.
That's the way this is.
Yeah. And
But the only difference is they give you the money, but they send you a 1099
yeah.
for income. So,
Yeah, but since you have a business, I mean, you actually have a business, right?
yeah,
And what you-
yeah, farm.
Yeah,